Thank you very much. Thank
Yes, Arunji.
So, like we said that for Rahu and Ketu, we don't take the seventh aspect. But now, if a planet is with Rahu or say with Rahu, will it have a seventh aspect on Ketu?
Yes, and then this will be the one-way aspect.
Okay.
Suppose if Rahu is with Mars, okay, then Rahu will not aspect Ketu, but Mars will aspect Ketu.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah. Now our sutra says, suppose if uh, which planet we should take? Okay, let's take Saturn. Okay, so that sutra is saying if P1 is aspecting P2, then P1 will activate the significations of P2 planet and the house is concerned with the P2. Okay, so here P1 is Saturn and P2 is Jupiter. Okay, Saturn is aspecting Jupiter. It means Saturn will also activate Jupiter as well as Sagittarius and Pisces sign. It means Saturn can give the result of 5th house and 8th house. Okay, like this. So now you have to quickly recall all Karak Tattvas. Jupiter 5th house children. Jupiter 5th house children and any connection with Saturn and 5th house? Any Karak Tattvas, common Karak Tattvas between Saturn and 5th house?
Venus?
Yeah, Venus is there, but don't consider Venus for now. Otherwise, you'll get confused. So we will see one by one. Okay. For now, just consider Jupiter. Okay, Jupiter and Saturn, 5th house. Now, can anybody tell me what is the common Karak Tattva of Saturn and 5th house?
He studies about law.
About?
Law.
Yes, we can say that.
So we can also say a little bit of research because Jupiter also owns 8th house and higher studies, higher education.
Higher studies and all. Yes.
Native getting into research of into any subject, whatever they're pursuing. So also another thing, when we are analyzing this, we also have to see what the questions of the native are and in what life stage he is. He or
Yes.
she is.
You have to consider all Desh Kal Patra. Okay. And see, during consultation, I make one thing more very clear to you all. Never answer those questions which is not asked. Okay. And don't do consultations in random manner. Like clients come to us and say, yes, tell me about my horoscope and my future. A random question. There are 12 houses, a lot of things, 9 planets, a lot of Karak Tattvas and all. How will you do consultation? This is not justified. You should be precise. Either he can say, yes, tell me about my career. So at least we can be more focused on career. It will help you. Okay. Or else, if you have a strong command on transit, then you can identify the problematic area in the native's life. Then you don't need to ask, like, yes, what is your question? You can directly tell them. Okay. So this is thing. So now our point is like Saturn is aspecting Jupiter. So during Saturn Dasha, Jupiter 5th house and 8th house is activated. Okay, so the possible events are maybe childbirth if that age is approached. Like if suppose if native is between 26 to 35, then we can say yes, the possibility of childbirth is there. Also, this native can move to some other place or travel for the education, for higher studies, for some research purpose. During Saturn, this what we call this dasha, some event related to speculation or gambling can also take place. Okay, so like this, you have to mix and match, then you have to predict. So our sutra says if any planet is aspecting any other planet, so it will activate that second plan, P2 planets houses also. So here, when Saturn aspect Jupiter to Sagittarius and Pisces, it means the fifth house and eighth house both activates. It means during Saturn Dasha, we can see these houses results.
Sir, one question. So in eighth house, we have to see the Karak Tattva of Jupiter or Saturn in eighth house here.
Both.
So which means a sudden unearned income and then
that's why I told in Saturn Dasha speculation or gambling kind of events can take place. This is I'm just giving a broad idea. Okay, you have to consider some other factors also. Okay, but this is what possible events we can roughly say. But when you include Venus, now the Saturn is also aspecting Venus, so it means it will also activate 10th house and the third house. Some professional events. Okay, change in profession can take place. That change is for good. Also, event this native can what we call some relationship matter, love relationship, because fifth and eighth are connected with Venus. Also, Saturn is the lord of 11th house. It means during the Saturn Dasha, marriage can take place. That marriage may be love marriage and also childbirth. This native can travel to abroad for some research purpose and education. This is the whole story of Saturn Mahadasha, roughly by aspect on these two planets.
Sir, in this particular case, Saturn is another aspect. Seventh aspect on the ninth house, right? It will give the result of ninth house, but will not give the result of Mars.
No, here one thing, like Saturn is with Mars.
No, assuming that it is not. Assuming it is not.
Okay, so let's say Saturn is not with the Mars. Okay, suppose Mars is in the second house. Okay, now Saturn aspecting ninth house, so it only aspect ninth house, but not Mars.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much.
Okay, so energy always transfer through planets, not with Rashi. Okay, like this. Either energy can be channelized to nakshatra or through planets, but not with Rashi. Okay, because many people do mistake like this. Saturn is aspecting, suppose if Saturn is aspecting 12th house. Saturn's 10th aspect is on 12th. So you can't say Saturn is giving the result of moon also. No. Okay.
And
Yes. You are on mute.
in this case, it is not giving the result of moon as well as of the 12th house also, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Simply aspecting any house, it doesn't mean it will activate it.
No.
Right. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. It may include the flavor of that house. Okay. But the whole event is not possible. Because for whole event, we need Karak Tattvas also, that house lord also.
Okay.
So you said for foreign travel, when you were connecting with Venus, you said that
third house, because I have connected to the third house.
Okay.
Third house is a short journeys. Also the same Saturn is aspecting 12th house, na? So I have told 12th house means foreign travel.
Okay.
So I have included that flavor.
Okay. Thank you.
Third and 12th both are connected, na? So both are showing travel.
Okay. Thank you.
So Vinayakji, I have a question. Saturn aspecting the 12th house. So what results does it give for the 12th house?
Yeah, that's what we are talking, like foreign travel. Traveling for the education purpose, for higher studies.
Okay, thank you.
Why? Because here Saturn is connecting with the 12th as well as the 5th house as well as the 8th house.
Right.
Okay, so fifth house again study, eighth house higher studies like some research kind of studies.
Right.
12th house, third house is also short journeys. 12th house is also long term journeys. So this native can travel, but only for the education purpose. Then you have to come back.
Right.
Because third house is, it means homeland. You have to back.
Yes.
Third and
Yes.
fourth. I think fourth is homeland, not third. So like this, you have to mix and match, and then you can predict the all possible events. But when
Sir,
yeah,
sir, how about the houses owned by the Saturn?
yeah, that also you have to include.
That
How
also
can
to
you?
be that
Yeah,
also
yeah.
to be considered, no?
Yes, yes. That's why I'm saying the marriage is also possible. Love marriage in this dasha.
6th and 7th houses. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, like this you have to include all, but like we are only seeing for the example purpose, so I'm taking only one or two significations. Okay, this is the one part. Okay, now see the second one. I think this is clear to you all. Now again this, when supposing the planet P2 will receive the significations of planet P1. Okay, for example, if Mars is related to the fifth house, it receives aspect from the Venus. Okay, so Mars will produce the result relating to the romance in life of the individual. Due to its placement in the fifth house, also the Karak Tattvas of Venus. Are you getting me? If Mars is in fifth house and Venus is aspecting Mars, so Mars is capturing the Karak Tattvas of Venus through aspect. And Mars is in fifth house, it means love relationship. You have to mix both. See, I am teaching you this one by one. Okay, these are layers. But when you do prediction, you have to mix all sutras. But you have to understand it in individual manner. Then you will have more clarity what you are talking with the client, what exactly you are delivering, what prediction you are. Your prediction is should not be a generalized prediction. Are you getting me? You should be very precise with your prediction. So that precision, that precise thing you will get only when you understand these concepts. How Karak Tattvas are flowing from one place to another, how that planet is capturing the Karak Tattvas of other planet. Because sometimes we will not realize, like, I think somebody posted on Facebook on, I don't know where, Moon is aspected by Saturn, and during that dasha, Moon is aspected by Jupiter, and during the dasha, childbirth event is take place. Now he is not capable of understanding this concept, like how Moon dasha can deliver childbirth, because Moon is in the 12th house. Why? Because Moon is aspected by Jupiter. Jupiter is holding the Karak Tattvas of childbirth. So naturally, Moon is having that capability. Only thing required is the connection with the fifth house. If that connection is established between Moon and fifth house, then yes, Moon can give the childbirth. Then you don't need to consider the Jupiter, because Jupiter is already aspecting Moon. Okay.
Sir, can you give an example of this,
Yeah.
the sutra that you have on the screen right now?
Yeah, Neeraj, you can show that chart. Maybe in the chart only we can find some examples. Now see, we have seen in Saturn Dasha, marriage can be take place, love marriage is possible. Okay, but we are forgetting one thing. Jupiter is the karaka of child, Venus is the karaka of relationship. Okay, both have aspect of Saturn. Saturn naturally is the karak tattva holding the karak tattvas of separation or break. Okay, and Saturn also the lord of sixth house. Okay, and Saturn also aspecting the 12th house. It means when Saturn aspect with Jupiter and Venus, so it can show the break in relationship also.
And miscarriage also?
Miscarriage also. We can't say miscarriage, we can say delay also. Na? In childbirth, there are many possibilities. It can be delay, it can be miscarriage, both. But for miscarriage, we have to see some other things. It can give cesarean. Okay, problems.
Because of Mars?
Problems in childbirth.
How cesarean?
Yes.
Because of
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Saturn is holding the energy of Mars.
Yes, yes.
So it means that sutra is saying if Venus, consider Venus, if Venus in the fifth house, Venus in fifth house strongly shows the some relationship thing. Now that Venus is getting aspect from the Saturn, third aspect, it means it can bring some setbacks in the relationship matter. Now before marriage or after marriage, that depends upon the dasha. At what age this Saturn is activated or Venus is activated, at that time you have to you can predict these things. It means whatever planet is aspecting, he is carrying the karakattvas of that planet. Yes, Pratyudaji, you want to ask anything?
Sir, you said that for foreign travel, it's going to see nine from Rahu and Rahu last class. But you said 12. So if we consider 12, then what will be the Karaka planet?
No. Don't. We are not applying the complete rule here. Okay. I'm just showing you as per the example only. Okay. But when you apply this complete system, then Rahu and the 9 from Rahu is important. Okay, so in that Excel sheet, I have mentioned foreign travel with the Rahu connection. Okay, but foreign travel can also take place with the 12th house.
So if you're considering
12th house and also the Karak planet. We have to consider Karak planet. But I'm not implementing the complete system in this chart now for now. Okay, so we'll go step by step.
yes, so then if we are considering 12 in that case, then we are not taking any other correct planet for the 12th, or we are just keeping Saturn.
No, you have to take the Karak planet, no? Yeah, you have to take it because without Karak planet, that event is not possible.
Okay, and another thing, in love relationship for it's will be famous for men and women both. Only love affairs, not marriage.
Not marriage, yes. For marriage, then these combinations will activate individually. First, fifth house, Venus, and then seventh house, like this.
So
Okay.
even if this is a female chart, so you can say that during Saturn Dasha, she could have been in a relationship even if
Yes.
there's
Because male, female, both Jupiter, Venus both are connected together, no? So this chart is very easy to decode. Okay. So we'll go step by step. This is not a complete story of this native, like what we are doing. So just wait. I think this is clear. Now these two, we will take these two more sutras, then we can end this session. A planet in a sign, a Rashi, or constellation or nakshatra. The planet is in sign or the constellation of another planet will be related to that planet. This is what we have already studied. Okay, but this is more elaborate. It will take over the significations of that planet that owns the sign or the constellation. For example, if Rahu is in second house in Sagittarius, will give the result relating to wealth to the individual. And both can, either it's a sign or constellations. This is, I think, clear. This is already we have covered. If planet, suppose if planet is in, for example, suppose Saturn is in Rohini Nakshatra. So Rohini is ruled by Moon. Then you have to check Moon is in which house Moon is placed and which house Moon is ruling. It means Cancer sign. Then Saturn can give the result of both things. Is it clear? Now the last point. This is something new. Planet may occupy a Navamansha sign. Then it will be related to that planet that occupies the sign in the birth chart. Now, here is a twist, like I have a little bit modified this sutra. So, many classics talks about this, like you have to consider Navamansha for every possible event. You can check it. Okay. But as per my experience, it depends upon the event to event. Okay, I am using Navamansha only for the marriage purpose. For career purpose, you can use D10. Okay, now how to establish the connection? Neeraj, can you share that screen once again? And open the Navamansha chart for this in North Indian, South Indian. Yes. Yeah. So let's take the example of Saturn again. In D1 chart, Saturn is in Libra, third house. Now see the D9 chart. Saturn is in Aries in D9, Navamansha. Okay. Now this Saturn is connected with the Mars. Okay. Although in this exam in this chart Saturn is connected with the Mars in itself because Saturn Mars both are connected. But if you see in terms of D9 chart, then Saturn in Aries means you have now merged that Aries sign in the D1 chart. Now see where D1 in D1 where Aries sign is falling. Aries sign is falling in the ninth house. It means during Saturn Dasha you will see the ninth house result also. Ninth house result and March result. Let's take some other example.
So we'll also get the result of the 10th house in Navamsha, right? Or no?
10th house we can say, but don't consider 10th house for now. Okay.
Okay.
Because in books you may read like this is called Rashi Tulya Navamansha, Navamansha Tulya Rashi.
Yeah.
Okay, so this works in both manner. Like Saturn is in 10th house, so we say yes, 10th house also activates and 9th house also activates. We can say like this. Okay, but I am considering only the 9th house for now.
Okay.
Okay, but yes, you take both for now. Okay.
Okay, thank
So
you.
when you find difficulties after practicing on this system, you will end up with the one stage again when you include divisional charts, now almost all houses are connected.
Yeah.
So again you will face the same problem. Okay, so for now, just you can consider like this also. Okay.
So I have a query.
Yeah.
So when we are seeing the Namansh chart and Saturn is in the 10th house, and you said that you take Namansh chart only for marriage purposes. So can you please give one example, or I mean not example, can you give one prediction regarding marriage when we are seeing the Namansh chart and if the Mahadasha of Saturn has started?
Yeah. See, like consider this chart only. Okay. So in this chart, Saturn is already the lord of seventh house.
Yes,
and show
yes,
the
yes.
marriage. Okay,
Right.
so here D9 chart is not playing that much role because
Okay.
it's a very easy chart. Okay, we have to take some other chart. I will show you an example today only. Okay, so
Okay.
let's take some other questions, then I will answer your
All
question
right.
with other chart. Nettie, are you there? Nettie? Okay,
Sir, Navamsha, seventh house is also ruled by Saturn, right?
yeah. Now, Mansha
So,
seventh house is ruled by Saturn. Okay, now what my point is in this system. Okay, don't consider this Namansha chart. Okay, I am not talking about chart. I am talking about Varga. Okay, I am not talking about Varga Kundali. I am talking about only Vargas. Okay, we are talking about divisions. Okay, classic says Namansha means you have to divide signs in the 9 divisions. Am I correct?
yes.
If Saturn, suppose Saturn is in some degree, okay, so from the calculation of that degree, you are finding some sign. Am I correct?
Yes.
So that sign you have to include. Simple.
Okay.
So don't include the house and all because in Varga chart, house system is actually uh, not a good thing. Okay, so for prediction, whatever you need, that is only the sign, and that again incorporate that sign in the D1 chart. That's enough. You have enough clues for the prediction.
Okay.
Okay, there are some systems like they are using D9 chart as an individual chart. That's a completely different system. Okay, but for using this Vimshottari and all these things, keep it very simple. Okay, so don't worry. Just wait for 2 3 classes. When we start the example charts, you will realize how beautifully this whole system is working. Okay. नीरज कोई और एग्जांपल चार्ट है हमारे पास एनी अदर एग्जांपल चार्ट यू कैन टेक in same manner suppose you can check D10 chart also. In D10 chart just see the Saturn where Saturn is located, so that particular sign you have to again merge in the D1 chart. Suppose in D10 chart Saturn is in Cancer. Okay, so now in D1 chart that Cancer sign is falling in the 12th house. It means Saturn can give the result of 12th house, especially for the professional matters, not for other factors. Okay. Now, now see this chart. Here Saturn is in 4th house with Rahu. Saturn is in 4th house with Rahu in Scorpio. Okay. So now we want to discuss about the marriage part. That's why we are talking about D9. Okay. Now first see how you approach for this prediction. First see the combination Saturn and Rahu. It means Saturn Rahu means Saturn Dasha is running. So yes, we are considering Saturn. So Saturn Rahu means Rahu shows some foreign element in marriage. It means native can marry to some foreigner. Native can marry to the person who is out of caste. Okay, because Rahu shows out of caste, even out of religion also. Okay, this is a flavor in that part. Okay, now see the seventh house. Seventh house is again ruled by Saturn. It means yes, Saturn can give the result of marriage. Now we are sure. Okay, now see. Now can we say the love marriage is possible or not? Because Saturn is not connected with the fifth house by any mean in D1 chart. Okay, but when you see the D9 chart in this example, see the D9 chart, now Mansha chart, Saturn is in Sagittarius, in Dhanu Rashi. Okay, now see where the Dhanu Rashi is falling in the D1 chart. In D1 chart, it's in the 5th house. Now for the marriage purpose, we have another element, 5th house. So you know when 5th and 7th combine with Rahu, so it show the marriage, maybe marriage, love marriage, also that also possible out of caste or out of religion, or maybe foreigner. Is it clear now?
Yes.
This is how you have to use it. Now
Vinayak's
let's say this forget about D9. Okay, let's talk about career. Neeraj, change this D9 chart to D10. The students who are complete beginner, who don't know about divisional charts, don't worry. In next class, I will talk about divisional charts in more detailed manner. So divisional charts means, see, for every area of life we have a separate chart. Okay, D1 chart is a main chart which covers the almost all areas. Your career, your marriage, your children, all areas. Now for every division, for every area of life, we have a separate chart. On screen you can see D10 chart. Okay. So D10 chart, D10 is what? D10 chart means it shows your professional matters, your career part. So whenever we want to see the career part, we will see the 10th house, and we also consider D10 chart. Like we are discussing about the career. So we have seen Saturn and Rahu. Now see, Saturn, Rahu both are in the 4th house aspecting the 10th house. Okay, and this same Saturn is the ruler of 6th house and 7th. 6th house shows the job or the employment. 7th house shows the business. 7th house shows the business. Okay, and that same Saturn is aspecting 10th house. It means for this native can do job, business, and all. Okay, due to Rahu, he may face some difficulties or some problems, but ultimately this chart is good for the professional matter. Okay, now see some other elements. Saturn in D10 chart, see Saturn it near it's a D9 chart. D10 is, yeah. So Saturn is in Leo. Okay, now see where Leo sign is falling. Leo sign is a Lagna. Okay, and the Lord of Leo sign is Sun, that is in the 6th house. So when we say about the professional matters, we can say, see, Sun is not a friendly planet with the Saturn, and not even this Leo sign. So we can say in professional matters during Saturn Dasha, a lot of events related to profession can take place, but with lot of difficulties also. For difficulties, what you require, you can see in D10 chart we have Jupiter and Mars also. We have Jupiter and Mars also. Okay, so you have to include the result of Jupiter and Mars. Now this becomes very complicated, but for now, just understand the flow, like how we are moving from divisional chart to D1 chart and from D1 chart to divisional chart. You have to play with only one Rashi in divisional charts. That's it. You will get a complete picture. Like this, whenever you want to know the result of some other planets like Jupiter Mahadasha or Chandra Mahadasha, Moon Mahadasha, just see their placement in D10 chart. Simple. I'm just giving you an idea today, but we will discuss about this in detailed manner. Yes, Pratita ji.
So whenever we are seeing this Dashansha, so we are seeing that Saturn is in Leo. So in D1, Leo is getting activated, but you also have to check whether that sign lord is a friend of Saturn or not, and so that the results will alter like good or bad accordingly.
Yes, yes. So understand like this, like when we say Saturn is in Leo sign. Okay. Now see where Leo sign is falling in D1 chart and where Sun is fall. Now forget about D10 chart now. Now you have two things, first house and Sun in sixth. You have to predict from these.
So
Okay.
will it
Then,
matter if Sun is in sixth house and Sun being the ascendant? Does that have any connection, or will you just take that Sun is not a friend to Leo, but Sun is also the ascendant? Will that have any meaning?
yeah, see, like when we discuss about the professional part, na, so
Yes.
this combination can create problems. This will not lead us what we call smooth career. It will create difficulties because sixth house naturally shows the difficulties in career part. When we have friendly planets in the sixth house, na, it will support that area. Okay, when we have
But
opposite energies, then
right.
problem.
But I was thinking in D10, Sun rules the 10th house, and Sun is also the ascendant in D1. So I thought that
No,
it will
no,
be that the
that is
person will
not
do.
true. See, divisional charts, when we say divisional chart, we call it Varga. Again, I am repeating Varga. So Varga is not based on the house. Okay, so see, this is a basic funda. We are dividing the Rashi, not houses.
Right.
Are you understanding? Like in books, you read, they are dividing the Rashi, but ultimately they are landing up to the houses. I'm not saying they all are wrong. Okay, the purpose, you can use this system also in different manner. If you can consider a D10 chart as a separate chart, and you can do your whole analysis on D10 only, the career part. Okay, but in this method we are not making it more complicated. Okay, we are not giving more attention for the separate chart. Okay, we want
So
only
what?
Vargas. That's it.
So what you're
Saturn
saying
Varga.
is D10, we just look at where the Saturn falls and take that Leo sign and
Yeah.
come back to D1 and analyze it there.
Simple, simple.
Okay.
Okay, Saturn as well as Jupiter and Mars, because they are with the Saturn in the D10.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Now some can like many are saying like aspect in divisional chart. Now you can take aspects in divisional chart. That is not uh, uh, no need to do aspect and all in divisional charts for this system. Okay, because I'm very precise. I know how the system works. So we are learning only those things which you find in the classics. Show me any one classic which is talking about divisional charts. They are talking about divisions, not charts. You will not find these kind of chakras in any classical, or a circular chakra or square shaped chakra or South Indian chart for the divisional chart. You pick any book, BPHS, Saravali, or in uh, Brihad Jatak, pick any book. They are talking about Vargas, not Varga chart. They both are different. So now we have evolved with some more advanced techniques in which we are using these divisional charts as a complete separate chart in itself. That is a whole new system that we are not doing. So we are studying the simplest manner. So Varga means we are seeing the Saturn Varga. How the same Saturn is behaving in career part, how the same Saturn is behaving in marriage, how the same Saturn is behaving in wealth part. So we have a divisional charts for each. Sorry, not divisional chart, we have a divisions, Vargas for each. That's why
Very good.
degree That's why degree plays very important role, because from that same degree of Saturn, you can arrive almost 20-30 prediction only by looking into Vargas. Are you understanding depth of the system? How you can
Yes.
play only with the degrees. Okay, so that's why I'm saying till you complete 2 months in this course. Okay, just forget about whatever you have learned till now. Okay, either it's from a very famous author or anyone, just forget. Just take what we are studying, and we have a reference. Like, I'm not talking all this from my experience. We have reference for this. Yes, Pratyuta ji.
So another thing, you said that since Saturn is an enemy of Sun, so it will not promote the events. But in B1, here its first start is in the sixth house, so anyways it is bad only. But what if it from the Raj Yoga, like first house in the 10th or something?
See,
Then it has
if you find Raj Yoga in D1 chart, if you find a Raj Yoga in D1 chart, then you have to consider them in the prediction. Raj Yoga can bring good result. Okay, but now we have to make sure that Raj Yoga must be connected with the Saturn, because we are analyzing the Saturn. Then only you can expect good result. Okay, many a times you will see many Raj Yogas are present in the chart, but they are not giving result. Many people will ask, like, I have this Gajkesari Yoga, that Shashi Yoga, and all this, but I am facing a lot of difficulties. Why? Because they are not activated that time. Now in this system you will learn no Raj Yoga is that much easy for the activation. When you study the Dasha Antardasha part for the timing of event, you will realize it. So Raviji is asking what is the reference. So for reference you can pick any classical book, any. You don't need any one book. You could just pick any book. Even you take BPHS. You will not find any single shloka that is talking about the chart, divisional chart. They are talking about the Vargas. They simply seeing the degree, and from degree they are dividing the Rashi, not houses. Now my point is, in D1 chart you are dividing the Rashi, and in divisional chart you are creating your own house. Houses means what? Houses means you have to give 30 degrees. Now let's talk about D60. D60 means you are dividing the 30 degree into 60 divisional things, na? 60 divisions. You have divided the 60 divisions in D1, and how you are assigning the complete house in D60 chart. That's why aspect is not possible in divisional charts, na? So I'm not talking against with other systems. Okay, so we are learning some basic system of Parashari, of timing of event. So what they are teaching in their books, I'm teaching you only those things. Okay, so make it simple. Use divisions in simple manner. Just see in which division that planet is falling. Bring that Rashi back to D1 chart and see. That's it. Yoga can see aspect is not possible in divisional. Yogas can be found because yoga can be between two planets.
Here you have shown the division of Saturn.
Yeah.
Of Saturn. Okay.
I'm just taking one example, division of Saturn. Like this, you can consider any divisions of planets.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so don't worry if you are confused with all these things for now. Just don't worry. Just wait for 2-3 classes. These things will be clear automatically.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And who are complete beginners who don't know about divisionals and all, don't worry. In next class, I will talk more systematic manner in divisional part. That thing will be clear.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
If in D10 Saturn is, say, debilitated, will that affect the D1 as well?
Definitely. That
Okay.
will, over the time, that person can face problems in career due to that debilitation sign.
Okay.
Okay, maybe his start is good. Okay, but the ending and journey is very tough.
Okay, sir.
Okay, same thing, you can reverse it. Okay, maybe in D1 chart, it's in debilitation. But in divisional charts, it's got exalted. So his starting is bad. Okay, but with the time, he will improve.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, so this is a thing. So
So
yes, we shall.
starting is seen in Rashi or divisional?
Rashi.
Rashi. Okay.
So always, maybe in some examples you will see starting is not good, but after maybe sometimes you will see the reversal. So you have to confirm with the client this thing.
Vinayak sir.
Yeah.
Sir, now in a D1 chart, Saturn debilitated an Aries sign. In D10 chart, if it goes into the Scorpio, then do we consider that Mars flavor in that Saturn?
Yes.
In dual signs, we have to take.
Definitely, you have to consider that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Then Saturn is holding the more Martian energy from the both signs.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so like this we are doing. So today we have seen some small sutras which need to be clear for you, because we are using the same sutras in our analysis. In next classes we will do some more divisional charts and some more sutras. Like today we have seen the planets, relationship between planet and planet house. So next time we will see the planets and house, how they are connecting, and then we will start with the example charts, only example charts. Yes, Jignesh ji.
Sir, in all the sutras, we find that, like you said, in while we start correlating the other houses, most of the houses you will find many houses in the chart will be connected.
Yeah.
So, is there any order of preference in the sutras which needs to be followed, or are all the what do you say? What is more powerful than the other?
No. There is no any order.
Each one is equally important.
Yes, each one is equally. See, here we are not dealing with the order and the priority. Okay, so here we are seeing how they are connecting. Okay, so don't worry, I will make it more systematic in next class. Okay, we will revise the same thing again, then you will understand this. And I told you, like when we start doing the practical sessions for the horoscopes, okay, after completion of 2 months, these concepts will be entered in your DNA. So you will not forget these things.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so this will be the end of our today's session.
So
okay,
can we look at that Mars technique now?
Yeah. Mars technique we can look. But before that, Neeraj, stop the recording.